Good morning and welcome. There's a bit of a nip in the air still. Hopefully it'll warm up later on. But I came up to St Patrick's grave. I was reading a little bit about St Patrick last night and I thought I would come up here to share a few thoughts. This is the first year since I don't know when that there has been no St Patrick's Day celebrations. Maybe you missed that, maybe you didn't. For most of us, St Patrick's Day and what he has to say to us is a little bit of this. Now, as much fun as that is, it's not exactly why St Patrick came, and it really has nothing to do with the message of why he came. St Patrick left Britain as a young fella, maybe about 15, kidnapped, and he came here to Ireland. Intentions of being a saint. He had no intentions of even being a Christian. He was kidnapped, brought here, made to look after sheep, and it was only when he found himself in real dire straits. I was reading his confession there last night, in Article 27 he says this: "I was not then a believer in the living God, nor had I been from my childhood, but was still lolling around in the deadness of non-belief, a state of affairs that continued until I was brought sharply to my senses and really humbled day after day by hunger and deprivation." For Patrick to become a saint and for Patrick to become a Christian and a follower of Jesus, it took his life to fall apart. It took his life to be in absolute starvation and deprivation. And it sort of has more to today's events than it does really about anything else. We're heading into a time whenever the coronavirus lockdown hasn't finished, and when we come out of that, the economic fallout of that is going to be huge. We've already seen BA laying off 12,000 staff. You're going to see many other companies close. You're going to see people struggling for employment. You yourself may be thinking about your own business. You may be thinking about your own finances. How are we going to manage? What's the future going to look like? Can I just give one tiny suggestion? I don't want to minimise the misery that people are going through and the hardship that they're experiencing, but God might have something to say in all of this. Patrick, in the middle, it took starvation to bring him to a point where he realised he needed a relationship with the living God to make him fully human. And that really is what being fully human is. It's a relationship with God. And sometimes, as in perhaps even in my own life, it has taken God to bring me to a real sense of brokenness before I would get past everything else that was distracting me to find a relationship with him. So can I say to you, this St Patrick's thought, in the middle of hardship, whatever you're going through today, maybe turn your thoughts to God and seek after him and a relationship with him.